So for this review, I decided to get out of my seat and away from my desk and wanted to get outside actually. So how do I look? I look pretty good. Actually, more importantly, how do I sound? Because this review is about this little device that is attached to me that lets you guys hear what I'm saying. So stay tuned. Hey, it's HighTechDad, and welcome to my channel where I review all sorts of gadgets and gizmos, tech for home, tech for on the go, tech at work, that sort of thing. I also publish how-tos and fix-it videos on my channel, so be sure to subscribe so that you can get the latest and greatest. Today, we're taking a look at the FiFine M9 wireless lavalier mic, and I'm actually using it right now. I have it attached, completely wireless, no cords. And I'm going to go through the unboxing in this video to see what you get, as well as do some use case testing, some functional testing, and sort of walk through how this microphone works. So one thing that's important is that this is not a super expensive mic. It's about $80. Be sure to check the link in the description. And it comes with two mics, which is really, really great if you're going to be doing interviews or have multiple people in your content, that sort of thing. So let's go through some testing and see what this is all about and see what you get in the package and how well it functions. So I have to admit, I've already unboxed the FiFine M9 to take a look what's inside, but here it is for you guys to see. So it's packed in a very hard, nice portable case. So this has all the stuff in it. Let's see what's inside. I like the fact that it does come with the case, so you can just throw it in a bag and be on the go. So inside, nicely packaged, there is a manual. I will be reviewing this and going through all the details. It talks about all the buttons and switches and how to do everything and what everything means. So it looks like it's pretty clear. I'll review that a bit later. So first, let's start with some of the accessories that it comes with. So you get a variety of cables here that can connect to various devices. So there is one that is specific for an iPhone. You do need an additional dongle if you have a Lightning connector or USB-C. You probably don't have to worry about USB-C because there is one specific for USB-C to USB-C. And then there is one for like connecting to a DSLR camera or something like that. So I'll go into that a little bit later. So that can be stored in this one mesh pouch here. You also get what they call two dead cats. And yes, it's sorry to use the name that is officially used out there, but what it is it is a wind dampening sort of a, not really noise reduction, but it stops some of the implosions or wind noise that may hit the mic as it's coming across. And it does have a connector that hooks directly onto the microphone itself. So that's nice that they give you two. And then you also get a regular USB type A to USB type C connection. So this could potentially be used for a computer hookup. So I'll have to test that out as well. And then the main thing is this hard case, which is also a charging case. And what this has inside of it are the two microphones and the receiver. So the microphones are fairly small. You can see there is a clip. There are some ports on the bottom to do charging potentially. I have to read the manual. There's some buttons as well that activate power. There are there's a linking button here, and there is I believe, a noise canceling button. And this is where the mic is and where the dead cat attaches on. So it's nice. They're nice and small. They're made out of hard plastic, so they're very lightweight, which is kind of nice. Same thing with the other one. And when you put it into the case, it actually charges up the mics. And then lastly, you have a receiver. And the receiver has an out, and this is where you would connect it to your iPhone, your DSLR, potentially a laptop or tablet or something like that. And then you also have the ability to link, obviously, between the one or two microphones simultaneously. And one thing about the linking of the microphones, there is a mono or stereo button here. So you can obviously just have one mic linked in, and that's great and all. But when you have two mics, say you're interviewing someone, you can set it to stereo so that it records in two different channels, which is really nice if you have to increase the volume on someone else's mic. Maybe they're not talking as loud as you are. So you can edit those separately when you're going into post-production. So that's a nice little feature as well. There is a display that shows sort of the levels, the power level of the linking between all the mics. And there is a power button on this side as well, and some other connectivity options for the two mics, where you can set the gain, how much gain is coming in on a particular mic, and I believe you do that there. And again, this is me not having read the manual, so let's dive into how it all actually works. So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail on the cables that it comes with, because I realized I may have said a few things that were not quite right. And yes, I had to look at the manual. I haven't tested this out. So the USB-C to USB Type A, this is for charging either the receivers or the receiver or the microphones. So that's kind of a nice option to have if your charging case is dead. You can directly charge those things. Then we have nicely labeled, I might say, we have these other cables, and these connect into the receiver as well. So this one is labeled as a camera receiver. So this would be used for like your DSLR, that type of thing, and it's a TRS cable. It's actually TRRS to TRS cable, according to the documentation. Yes, I do read the manual. Then this one is listed as a phone. So as you can see, it doesn't have any type of USB connections or anything like that. So this is a TRS to TRS cable, and this is where you may be connecting a phone where you might need a specific type of a dongle to connect. So it is labeled. And then the last one here is the TRS to USB-C type of cable, and this one is labeled as phone as well. This is probably the one that I'll be using the most, because I will be connecting this directly to an iPhone to test it out. So that's the clarification. Hope that helps. So you just saw the unboxing and all the stuff that you get with it. This is the nice case that you get, which is really great to just sort of throw into a backpack or box. And I have all my stuff here. I'm not using the dead cat right now because it's not very windy. I think it sounds pretty good. I'm not doing any kind of enhanced audio or post-production on the audio in this particular one. And then the other nice thing is, along with this case, as I said, you have the actual microphone kit that has the transmitter, which I actually have hanging off of my iPhone right now, and then this charging case, which is battery powered, you just use the USB to keep the battery case charged, and then you can drop the microphones and the transmitters inside. So super handy, super useful. I'm going to do a couple of more tests outside here and then maybe do some other tests. So the transmitter does show which mic you have connected. Right now, this is mic B. Mic A is being charged right now. But one thing that I wanted to test out, and hopefully I can do this outdoors, is the transmitter actually has a button that can control the gain of the microphone. So right now it is set in the middle setting, which seems to sound pretty good. I'm going to try to real time here go over and switch the gain. It'll probably go to the highest gain setting and then to the lowest, and then I'll stop back in the middle. So I'm going to keep talking, get up close, and let's see what we can do here about changing the gain. So I am switching it now to the highest gain. So I'm still talking. It's now at the highest gain, and I'm probably too close to you guys. So now let's go to the lowest gain. This is the lowest gain. I haven't really changed the volume of my voice. This is all being controlled through the transmitter. And then I'm going to click it one more time to put it on the middle. So all this stuff can be seen on the transmitter. I'm back to the middle setting. What do you think? Can you tell a difference? Which one do you like? The lowest, the middle, or the highest gain? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. So I was midway through my post-production editing session and realized that all of my audio was recorded in mono, and I couldn't figure out exactly why that was until I did some research and digging and found out a little trick that you have to do. So supposedly you cannot use this little attachment, even though it has a USB port, and plugging this into the transmitter wasn't recording in stereo. So the trick that I learned is actually you need to do if you have an iPhone that has a USB-C port, you need a USB-C cable that you connect directly to the transmitter. So I have it plugged in at the bottom here, and I wish I had one more pair of hands so that I could hold everything. But right now I have it set in mono mode, but I am going to change it to stereo, and you'll suddenly hear how it sounds with the stereo activated. So let me turn on the stereo right now. And so now this should be sounding from one speaker, and this should be sounding from another speaker. But of course I'm holding them very close. So close together, it sounds in the center. Here's one sounding on one side, and here's one sounding on the other side. So I figured it out. Pretty excited about that. So there you have it. This is the FiFine M9 wireless lavalier microphone system. Comes with a portable case that also has a portable case inside of it with the battery charger that houses the transmitter and two wireless microphones. I think this is a really great product for those vloggers or people doing recordings like this where they don't have a huge budget. At like $80 for this entire kit, I think it's really reasonable, especially compared to some of the other options that are out there. Like I said, it supports stereo and mono recording modes. It's got noise canceling, which I've luckily not had to test out here. Haven't had to use the dead cat, although the breeze is starting to kick in. I think it sounds pretty good just in listening to some of the recordings, but I'd love to get feedback and from you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. And what other use cases do you think this would be good for? Do you think it would be good for interviewing people and things like that? And what's your preferred way to work with microphones like this? Do you like having them attached like I do? Or do you use it more like a little mini microphone where you're talking directly into it? Anyway, hope you liked this review. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, a subscription, a like, you know it. It'll bubble up the algorithm so that you see more of my product reviews here on my channel, HighTechDad.com. Actually, my channel is not HighTechDad.com. It is HighTechDad, but I do have a website that I just recently redesigned and added new tech to hopefully make finding other types of interesting products a little bit easier. And you can visit that on my website, which is at HighTechDad.com. You can see it down below. If you have any questions, you can always head over to my Facebook page, and that's at facebook.com/HTD blog. And you can always find me on social. I'm on a variety of platforms. If you just search for HighTechDad, I should pop up. And be sure to let me know what you think. I'm really curious about if you think this microphone is pretty good. If you listen to some of my other interviews, I used a much less expensive lavalier wireless mic, but I'm thinking that I'm going to make the switch over to the FiFine M9 now because of its versatility and good sound. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next tech review.